Welcome to South Coast SCAQMD on the Air's Governing Board meeting highlights for July 2015. I'm your host, Philip Crabb. The South Coast Air Quality Management District is the air pollution control agency for all of Orange County and the urban portions of Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. Home to almost 17 million people, it is the second most populated urban area in the United States and one of the smoggiest. In this episode, we're going to highlight the Governing Board's actions to help reduce odor problems and better track the chemicals used at oil and natural gas production wells, approve making a request to the Federal EPA to reclassify this region's air quality status as being in serious non-attainment for fine particles, and hear about an important event that was held to help plan for the future of clean air in our region. Since the late 1800s, the greater Los Angeles area has been one of the largest oil-producing regions in the nation. At one time, forests of oil drilling derricks were a common part of the landscape in many areas. Over time, pumping stations replaced the derricks, and many of the oil and gas wells were closed. Those still in use were piped into place, out of sight, as the cities rapidly developed around them. Today, there are many producing oil wells tucked into the middle of communities, and ongoing home development is closing once open gaps between families and the production facilities. The problem is that pumping oil and natural gas is a heavy industry. Spills and leaks can release harmful pollution into the air, and odors can be a nuisance and trigger strong physical reactions in sensitive people. Some residents are concerned that powerful chemicals that are used to clean the wells and assist in the production of oil and gas can also get into our air. South Coast SCAQMD currently requires well operators to report when they are going to start working on a well, what chemicals they will be injecting into the well, and when a well is ready to begin pumping oil or gas. At the July meeting, staff proposed additional measures by well operators to protect the public, such as requiring tighter sealing of materials and equipment to help reduce odors, providing more detailed information on any chemicals used, which will be made available on South Coast SCAQMD's website, giving the public more advance notice before wells are worked on, requiring signs to be posted on how to contact South Coast SCAQMD if there is an odor problem, investigating and reporting on the cause of verified odor complaints, and if odor complaints are ongoing, develop and put into place an approved odor reduction plan. Many came to express concern for their family's health and came to support the proposals, with some calling for tougher measures. Others were concerned that it might negatively affect the oil and gas industry and cost jobs. These new proposed rules will be coming back to the Governing Board at their September 4th meeting so that they can make their final decision. Fine particle air pollution is one of the biggest challenges we face in our region. On many days, you can see the haze from these particles. Almost everything we do creates or stirs up particles into the air. Our body's natural defenses can get rid of a certain amount of what we inhale, but it really depends on how much is in the air, what it's made out of, and how small the particles are. These particles are called PM, for particulate matter. In air pollution science, there are classes of PM size that are considered to be very dangerous. Common table salt grains are about 250 microns, or thousandths of a millimeter. Particles 10 microns, or PM10, and smaller become a problem because they can get into our lungs. Particles smaller than 2.5 microns, or PM2.5, are even worse because they can go deeper into our lungs and cause more damage. Studies show that PM2.5 is linked to increases in heart attacks, lung disease, and thousands of premature deaths each year in Southern California. By capturing the air and sifting out the larger particles, we can measure the PM2.5 on a daily basis and analyze the once white filters to find out how much of what is in the air. We have made tremendous progress so far. Since the 1990s, the average concentration as a whole has been cut in half because of the efforts over decades to reduce pollution from industry, automobiles, and diesel exhaust. However, we are in the midst of an unexpected severe drought and have been missing the regular winter rains needed to rinse out and mix up the air, as well as reduce ground dust. Because of this, our region fell just short of meeting the federal PM2.5 clean air standards due to higher readings for one area, Mira Loma, during the first quarters of 2014 and 2015. Because it looks like we won't be meeting this standard for now, we're going to move forward in our planning for the future and build in some pollution reductions to help ensure we can meet these standards despite any unpredictable weather. So the Governing Board acted to approve sending a letter to the Federal Environmental Protection Agency, formally requesting that they declare this region in serious non-attainment for PM 2.5, and strongly called upon them to do their part by requiring the sources under their control, the ships, trains, planes, and heavy-duty freight trucks that affect our region, to reduce their pollution. Since 1979, South Coast AQMD has been developing a series of air quality management plans. These plans are designed to specifically map out direction for the future actions that need to be taken to reduce air pollution in our region. The next update is coming for the year 2016. As part of the Governing Board's desire for an open and inclusive planning process, the South Coast AQMD recently hosted an Air Quality Management Plan Control Strategy Symposium at its Diamond Bar headquarters. Panels of experts spoke on specific technologies and control concepts and discussed questions from the panel moderators and audience. Topics included light and medium-duty vehicles, which were on display, goods movement, off-road equipment, area sources, point sources, and indirect source review. You can watch the sessions on our YouTube channel, South Coast AQMD. The South Coast AQMD's Governing Board usually meets at their Diamond Bar headquarters on the first Friday of each month, except August. Our job at South Coast AQMD is to find out where air pollution is coming from, figure out ways to reduce it, and then work together with businesses, lawmakers, scientists, and the community so that we can all have clean, healthy air to breathe. And all this work is under the leadership of a 13-member governing board. 3 of the board members are appointed by state elected officials, 1 by the Governor of California, 1 by the State Assembly, and 1 by the State Senate. There are 4 county supervisors representing Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. 6 are local elected officials, including mayors and council members representing the cities in each county. You're always welcome to come join us and participate or follow the meeting, as it is live streamed online at our YouTube channel, South Coast AQMD, and aqmd.gov. Past meetings, agendas, and information on each item can also be found on our website. We encourage you to get connected to South Coast AQMD. Check out our apps for smartphones and iPads. We have a bi-monthly publication called the Digital Advisor that can be read online or on our interactive iPad app that you can download from the App Store. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Visit us at aqmd.gov to learn more about how you can help us clean the air that we breathe. I'm Philip Crabb. Thank you for watching South Coast AQMD on the Air. See you next month.
Let's work together.